Rambling with Rob. Rambling with Rob. Wanna talk shit? Just call in. It's Rambling with Rob.
I'm starting not to hold true to like the little short intro that would play before the show. It would say we got new shows every Sunday for the Random Ramblers with Rob. And I know that has not been true as of late. Case in point, it is 2:09 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Usually, under normal circumstances, this episode will be up and posted on Sunday. But I have been doing a lot of working and just like, oh man, I'm at work all the time now, and I'm not so much complaining, but I am complaining because it's draining on my social life and shit, and I got to spread that time amongst myself and the people of the realm of podcasts that I co-host with on RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk. And then, the kid is here. So I'm trying to do things with her. And then, got to get that private time with Mrs. B. Rob or whatever. But Mrs. B. Rob is working too. So I'm just all out of sort. I was off today from work, and I didn't do anything. I done nothing. I did nothing productive today. Well, yesterday now, because that was Monday. Today's Tuesday. And I don't feel bad about it. I'm working evenings. So right now I am wide awake. And usually I would be at work. But since I'm off, it's just throwing everything out of whack and everything, because I want to go to sleep right now, but I know I'll be up in a few minutes or a few hours, and it's just I don't know. I'm out of sorts. I'm out of my mind right now. Just finish playing some video games. I'm just kind of talking on right now because I really have nothing to talk about. All I've been doing is working. And it's just like, I don't know how interesting I can make that sound. I've been doing manual labor and getting paid for it hourly, just like any of you that might be listening to me right now. It's been cool the past couple of weeks because I've had content to throw up here or whatever. Had the 7th annual Ask Miss B. Rob that aired here not too long ago. Had a episode with Goobs and Toby from the freaking Secret Levels podcast when I guested on their show, and just some old stuff that I brought back to the forefront. And I vaguely ever do replays of episodes because the archive is rarely accessible for you to go to. But I don't know, because I just be so damn tired and fucking busy that I have to resort to these tactics and everything. And I've been listening to other podcasts that do the same thing. They reach back into their archive and they bring those episodes back to the forefront again. And I don't know how I really feel about that. I'll do it if it's a purpose to it, I guess. Well, the purpose, I guess there is purpose to it because the podcasts that I've been listening to that has done that, they have some form of fashion, a review of the Fast and Furious movies that, part 10 is about to come out. So they just been, on odd weeks throwing up some of the, old reviews that they done from 1 through 9 and everything. So, and that's weird to listen to here in 2023 because those movies came out years ago. So listening to people talking about current time within the realm of that movie when it was released It's really weird. It's nostalgic and everything. I busted up my 3D printer somehow. I don't think I posted it on Instagram, but yeah, so convenience of having the remote app for your 3D printer is great because you can download your files to the app. Then you can beam them if you have the Wi-Fi box for your 3D printer to the machine, and it can automatically print your things, and you can monitor it with the little camera hookup while you're away. So I've been doing that lately and printing out a couple things, and I tried to take on an ambitious project. I wanted to print a giant Game Boy cartridge that I was going to decorate with like a custom game label and everything and hang it on my wall. So this is the biggest print that I have ever attempted to print. And so I set it up, and I was like, well, I'm going to be at work all day. I can start it now, and by the time I get off from work and get home, the print should be done. So I'm checking in on it via the camera app and all that other stuff. And I'm not seeing the print area, take shape. It's not, producing anything. So I was like, I don't know, maybe my camera's behind, something's up, So I wait, check back in on a couple hours later. I am at work, so I did forget about it for a couple hours. And then I check back in on it. I'm looking at the print bed, and nothing is there. I see little strings of filament strewn all about the work area, but nothing has printed out, and the printer is just steady going. So young child happened to be off from school, told her to come in here and turn my print off, because I taught her how to do that just in case, something like this would happen, or print finished and she could turn the printer off so the printer just don't be running all the goddamn time. And when I got home, I don't know what happened. I don't know how this could happen. Well, maybe it could have been a clog in the nozzle. I don't know. But the filament jammed up into the printer head, and it started to fuse with the printer head itself. And then whenever a young child cut the printer off, it's not heated anymore, because that's what it does. It heats the filament, turns it into liquid, forms it, shapes it, and then once it cools, it hardens. So I guess it was building up, and the liquid was getting all inside of the printer head and just smearing all inside of it and everything. And then when the young child turned the printer off, all that liquid that's strewn all about with inside the printer head, it got hard. So yeah, tow up that printer head or whatever. The only thing that was cool about that is that it didn't mess up the touch sensor, the leveling sensor on my old print head, because I did order a new one, and it didn't come with a surface sensor and everything for the leveling of the bed. So I was able to salvage that off the old one so I could put it on the new one. And that's really much the only exciting bit of news that I got going on. I've been enjoying a lot of professional wrestling because there's been a lot of shows popping up here and there. Impact just had their last pay-per-view where they crowned 2 new heavyweight champions, a male and female, because the current reigning Mickie James and Josh Alexander, they both got injured at the same time, and they both had to relinquish the titles. That's fucking insane. Never have I ever heard of something like that happening, ever, in my watching of professional wrestling. And I think they even leaned into that on the pay-per-view, because I think one of their stats, I don't know how true it is, didn't research, but they said on commentary that never in the history of professional wrestling has that happened, where both of the champions were injured at the same time and they both had to vacate. So I don't know. I don't know how true that is. And if you know the thing, or you care to fact check it, hit me up with the results and everything. But that's about it. I don't know. I'm just tired, and I'm awake at the same time. I just don't know what to do with myself. But I am gonna go lay in the bed and look at the ceiling until eventually I might fall asleep, because I do have to do things later in the morning, since it's almost 2:30. I have a chiropractor appointment, got to get that spine aligned, and then I got to cut grass and all this other chores and maintenance that I have to do when I'm not at work, because all that shit piles up. My wife ain't going to be out there cutting grass and shit like that. So I got to get out there and do it. And then, trim this beard on my face and kick it with the day. I don't know. I know this is so lackluster. Y'all probably pining for the days when I used to have a guest on this bitch every week. My intention was yesterday on Monday, to get in here and record, and I was just going to blind call people from my phone. I was probably going to call like Jody B or Delvin, or just, people that have been on the show before that I have their personal cell phone numbers. I was going to call them because I got a new mixer, and it has a Bluetooth capability to where I can link my phone to the mixer and pull in calls in there for recording and everything. So I wanted to test that feature out and see how it worked or whatever. Maybe I would have called Lou or somebody, or Arlie, because we were supposed to link up not too long ago and talk just to catch up. So I was going to do that, but I'm not going to do that at 2:00 in the morning, because I know where Delvin is. It's 3 a.m. It's 2 where Jody is. And I think it's 3 where Lou is. And I think it's probably maybe midnight where Arlie is. He might still be up, but I'm not going to disturb him at this hour. But yeah, that's it. Follow me on social media if you want to, at 3R Show on Twitter, at the 3R Show on Instagram. You can see some video interviews. You can see the Ask Miss B-Rob episode we just recently recorded on YouTube by searching 3R Show. And if you want a dose of professional wrestling once weekly, you can listen to me, Cody, Paul, and Noah on RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk live every Wednesday after AEW Dynamite on twitch.tv/RBR Wrestling. We got a Patreon with some awesome content on there. Gobs and gobs and piles of things. So check that out. Go to patreon.com/RBR Wrestling and be a part of the crew. Join our Discord through the Patreon, because it is freaking awesome. And that's all I got. Check out our sponsor, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Go to hooksrub.com to where you can get 15% off your order if you use promo code RANDOM. And I'll see you next time.